The testimonies and opinions expressed by guests on the show are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of myself or affiliates of this podcast. Everything in this podcast is alleged and not confirmation of validity of allegations. Celebrities don't just break down out of nowhere. Oftentimes, they post cryptic messages, they have outbursts, they vanish from the spotlight, or sometimes flood it with noise. And then we're left wondering, what happened? On this podcast, we dive deep into the outbursts, the meltdowns, the carefully crafted Instagram captions, and the raw moments that sometimes were never meant to be seen. When the spotlight shines bright, there's always someone lurking in the shadows, pulling the strings, managing the message, and doing whatever it takes to remain in control. This isn't about just gossip. It's about patterns, power, and the system behind the star. I'm your host, Jessica Seitz, and welcome to Decoding Celebrities. Welcome back to another episode of Decoding Celebrities. This is part 2 of the Justice for Britney Movement protest Diddy trial extravaganza. It's myself, Jessica Seitz, with my friend and co-founder of the Justice for Britney Movement, Matthew Parker, and we're going to pick up right where we left off, well, let me say hi to Matthew. I feel weird saying hi to you because I always fucking talk to you all day. Welcome, Matthew. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure.
Anytime is such a pleasure.
No, it is an honor to be here, though. I mean, I appreciate you putting me out there. I mean, we're like brother and sister at this point.
I'm like, he's like the podcast. I'm like, it's slow growing, dude. We're not there yet. Like, but hey, maybe down the road this will be an amazing podcast. I don't know. We'll see.
It will be.
He says he's manifesting it.
I'm manifesting as we speak.
Yeah. So the last podcast, if you didn't listen, go back and listen to our prior episode. It recapped the entire Thursday through Friday, the first day of the Justice for Britney protest. And we're going to dive into the weekend before the Monday protest. So we had a break. We had a little break, if you will. Right, Matt?
Well, I wouldn't call it a break.
Well, no, it wasn't a fucking break, but it was a break from the actual Diddy trial protest.
From the protesting, but I did a post where I said we partied while we worked. We partied while we worked, which means we were working all day, every day. Everything that we did was for the movement.
And to all those people that are like, Jessica likes to drink. Yeah, I do, bitch. Yeah, I do.
Because I can.
Because I
Cheers
can.
To that.
And there's a t-shirt that says that. Because I can. Justice for Britney. I'll link it in the description of the video. All proceeds go to the Justice for Britney movement. Okay, so...
They do. We're not stealing the money.
No, and there on our website is a link to the Google Docs where you can see all transactions and everything t-shirt related and ins and outs. All right. Let's get away from that. Next day after the first protest, Emily Knows Everything wanted to interview us for a podcast. And so, of course, we were all about it. We're like, of course, like we would love to be on the podcast. We'll be able to spread the word. Like, let's do it. So Matt and I had gone out that evening, I think, to Times Square, and we were trying to get the word out. We put some flyers up in the subways. We had a little cute subway video.
That's right.
Remember?
Yes.
Help me, I'm scared. I'm not used to the subway.
Fuck up, girl. This is New York.
Ah! Where'd you put the flyer?
You knocked it off of the wall.
I didn't.
Justice for Britney.
That's not staying.
Justice for Britney in the subways.
Did you bring tape?
No, I should have brought tape. Just stick it in there.
We were on, it was her first time taking the subway. She was scared. Everything was fine. We snuck posters into the plastic signage in the subways. Like I did some, I wouldn't say illegal activity, just pulled the plastic back and
But we were on, I don't want to say a high, but we were so excited because the word was getting out. We had the NBC News, the TMZ, the Washington Post. I know I'm missing somebody.
I wanted to say something about the news quickly, that any news is good news for the movement. So there's people that are criticizing us for being on TMZ. We don't have a choice who films us and puts us on their channel. But even if we do, We're gonna get any exposure that we can. We want the world to know Britney's not free, you guys.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care who it is. It
Me
could
neither.
be
You said the Spice Channel. We don't care if the Spice Channel wants to do an
I
interview.
don't care if freaking OnlyFans.com news press interviews me. Hey, there's a lot of
Sign me
followers
up.
there. I'm just
Sign me
saying.
up.
So we went out, me and Matt, we went to Times Square. We started approaching some people about flyers and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, Emily's like, can you meet me back at your hotel in 30 minutes? So our Times Square event got cut short, but
It was
we
sweltering. We were dying.
we run back to the hotel. Emily comes and does the podcast interview with us. And then at that point, we're like, do you want to, like, it was still kind of early-ish, right?
Yeah, and we had a couple glasses of wine, and it was the first time that we were unwinding. It was the first time, and we were working while we were
And Matt was
relaxing.
dying to show me these clubs specifically across from where we stayed was the
Standard
event
Hotel.
where what happened with
The
Solange.
infamous event between Solange and Jay-Z, where she beat his ass in the elevator.
The New York Daily News looks at the elevator attack involving Beyonce's younger sister and Jay-Z. Surveillance video was posted by TMZ. Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Solange Knowles were riding in a hotel elevator in New York last week. The video appears to show Solange going after Jay-Z. It is not clear what provoked the assault. Beyonce didn't get involved. A bodyguard pulled Solange away. The hotel says it is shocked by the breach of its security system.
You can see it from our room. So we showed Emily this prior to her leaving, and Matt's like, do you want to go to the Boom Boom room?
It's
right?
the famous, it's called Le Bain is the club, and right attached to that club is called the Boom Boom Room, and everything is like diamond chandeliers and gold. Everything is covered in gold. It's this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place.
I will say I've never been to a club like that before. I've never seen glitter on somebody's ass quite so sparkly. I've never seen
rooftop views, beautiful pool party.
I mean, it was like I don't know.
Something
I felt
out of
like
a movie.
It was. I mean, and then there's me and Emily in like our t-shirt and shorts. Like we're just like freaking average Joes, right? I mean, Matt, you had your Britney shirt on, I think.
I did.
We were just.
I brought a bunch of flyers.
But wait. I'm going to give kudos to Matt. The line was long, oh so long. A line that nobody would have wanted to stand in.
Wrapped around 2 blocks.
Especially me and Emily, little divas. And Matt says, I'm going to get us through this line. And I'm like, okay, sure you are. All right. I don't know what magic Matt worked, but they said, how many are with y'all? And Matt's like 3. And they said, go on. And we got into and all of a sudden I was in the Boom Boom room. My old self was in the Boom Boom room. And the first thing I see is a glittery, sparkling ass in my face. And it was like, I'm like, that's beautiful. I never thought I'd say an ass was so pretty, but it was.
The devil that was sitting on the bar? Is that who you're speaking about?
No, it was
that
like
was a dancer. Okay, yeah.
Yes. But then your friend was also there dressed up. I'm trying to think. The friend that you know that was dressed, the lady that was right when we walked in.
That let us in, you mean?
This.
That's not my friend. I don't know who that is.
I thought you knew this person.
No, I thought you knew them. I don't know her.
For fuck's sake, you said you knew this person.
No,
I thought
I don't know her. I've never met her in my life.
That's not Connie?
No, Connie was working the door.
Well, I said my friend Matt knows you.
Oh, well, it worked. You schmoozed. We had these rum punch drinks that just knocked us out. I mean, we were having a good time.
We had a blast at the Boom Boom room. It was fun. We met people. People were crying on my shoulder. I don't even know what to tell you what happened. It was a blast, right,
Well,
Matt?
I was there the night before, if you don't remember, because I was there.
And Jessica
wanted me to go have a good time. Well, I brought flyers with me and ended up spending the whole night handing out Justice for Britney flyers. And people were crying that night. They're like, I can't believe she's not free. I'm like, sign the petition.
Yeah,
So
I thought Matt was out getting lucky or something. Matt's like, no, I was
working.
I was working.
I can't have any type of sex life or sleep when Britney is imprisoned.
That first night I was so tired. There was no boom boom room happening for me. I was boom booming to sleep. I wanted to
I felt
die.
like it was a prime opportunity for me to go out and to spread the word amongst everybody. And it was really good. I met some content creators that said that they were going to talk about the movement. Hopefully they will. They were so drunk out of their minds they probably won't remember, but I
So
got
what I
flyers
want
out.
to say is Emily is she's an amazing content creator, but as a person is an amazing person too and is funny
Yeah.
as fuck. Emily
Uh,
Emily will make you laugh like you have no idea.
no
So
filter. Emily,
no
I say Emily knows everything. Now, I scratch out knows everything. Emily says anything.
and Emily, yeah. Emily says
She
anything.
says everything.
Yeah. I mean, but hey, sometimes when you're a reporter or you just tell it like it is.
That's why people love her. She's authentic. She's real. She says it like it is. I think people want that in news reporting. We don't get that because the news lies to us about everything, including Britney Spears. So
Yeah.
we really need truth tellers like Emily out there.
So we had a great time. Emily ended up hanging out with us, and to be safe and not try to drive and travel home, Emily and I spooned. No, we didn't spoon, but
It
Emily
was a slumber party, like
it was
Britney's
fun.
song.
I mean, we didn't go to bed till 5:30 in the morning, so I don't think it was a slumber party. It was more of a nap, if you will. It
Yeah,
was more
because
of a
we were up first thing in the morning for gay pride. It was Gay Pride weekend, and that was our
yes,
ample time to. We wanted to get out and do more flyers, do more videos, talk about the movement.
yes,
Emily
and
was exhausted and stayed in the room and closed the shades.
yeah, Emily took a nap, and then Matt and I took off, and we met Jesse and Paulina again, and we had a great time for Gay Pride Night. We went out until people started shooting bullets in people's
Then there was
heads,
a shooting. There was a
and
shooting.
then it was called off, and we went back home. But that was a great day. I want to say thank you to Emily. I can't wait for her podcast to come out. Follow Emily Knows Everything, and I'm dying to see it. I think maybe soon it's coming out in the next week or so.
Yeah,
So the following day was the Monday, right, Matt?
yeah.
The next protest day that we had scheduled.
And it was
And
hotter than the first day. It seemed like
whoo,
every day that we went was hotter and hotter. Like it's hot here in New York City. New York's different than Florida. New York is a very humid heat, so
it
it's
was
like
hot.
sticky hot.
It was hot. But let me say, what a different vibe being accepted into the Diddy community. It was, hey, like you made it through and you're back.
They were like, "What's up, Britney people? It's the Britney people."
I mean, I felt like we made it, Matt.
We were fam. We were fam. Thank
We
God. Thank God.
we
And
met
wonderful.
amazing
Like we
people.
made great friends. The
Tell
Miss
them.
Hollywood, and we
Yep,
went to lunch with her.
I'm gonna have her on a podcast, and I'm gonna be on her podcast. I think.
We were just
We
texting last night. She's
Yeah,
amazing, amazing
amazing,
reporter,
amazing connections.
beautiful
Um,
human being,
so sweet, such a sweet soul.
class
Yeah.
act.
We love you, girl.
Really, we
Seriously.
love you. Yes,
But it was so cool to be like, now we went back to like our family that we met, like, like all these people that
it was like
had,
summer camp. It
yeah.
went from first day of school to summer camp.
Then they're like, hey, there's the Britney people. There they go. There they go.
And
There they
people were
go.
watching our posters, like for those posters that we weren't using, because we brought tons of posters. We made
And the buttons you're wearing.
yeah,
Yep. We passed those out to people. Um,
buttons,
Again, thank
guys.
you. I said it on the last podcast, but thank you for your donations. It went towards, this is another example of things that your donations help purchase. So that was amazing. Now, this was the day that let's skip ahead, Matt. I had to leave because I was supposed to go home on a flight. Okay. I was supposed to make it back to my children that day. And Matt did some voodoo dance, okay, and manifested some evil juju for
I
me to
did
stay.
not. I just didn't want my friend to leave. And we were going to do the protest the next day without her.
Which, listen, okay, we'll get back to how I didn't get home. But that day, Matt saw Chloe Melas, correct?
And BJ in the
And
same
be
day.
two
And
huge
BJ
people,
investigates, BJ Corville. And I'm a huge fan, like huge
right?
fan. I
Yeah.
watch every episode of BJ Investigates and that surprise witness. So
So I left the reins in Matt's hand for the afternoon session of the
he missed
protest.
BJ by 60 seconds, you guys. 60 seconds. And then we
May
posted BJ's story. So BJ and I got interrupted by some guy that was then harassing Jesse. Jesse came with our friend Jesse, who was there the first day.
yes.
Jessica just had left. So it was me and Jesse. Then Jesse's getting held up and didn't get to really meet BJ because this man was talking to himself and it was weird. Anyway, BJ told the story on her podcast, and we posted that to our social media so you can watch that. But
So as you can see, day 2 started having a lot of success.
yeah,
We Matt met BJ, was able to explain to BJ about the new movement. That's a huge deal, right?
I
Um,
manifested that.
yes. Then Matt ran into Emily again, our good buddy Emily. Love Emily. Emily said, "Hey, Chloe Melas is here." For people that do not know, what was Chloe Melas's role during Britney's conservatorship as a reporter for CNN? Like, how do you recall that?
Chloe, very pretty woman. Uh, she
She is pretty.
she is very pretty. And BJ and her don't get along very well. And BJ did a whole episode on her. And I'll say this about Chloe. She is a former CNN reporter, and she went on Wendy Williams and she did the whole press junket circuit reporting about Britney. Now, she advocated basically for Britney to be in the conservatorship. She favored Jamie Spears. She felt like the conservatorship was keeping Britney in check and keeping Britney from doing drugs, and that Britney had mental problems. And the her narrative was the false narrative. Her narrative was Britney's got mental issues, Britney's on drugs. What people need to understand is her team's been manipulating her image and her whole likeness for a very long time now. They've been painting this picture of Britney Spears since the illegal conservatorship, that she has mental problems. Now, does she have trauma? Much trauma. I'm sure she has a lot of trauma. Is she mentally ill? Absolutely not. And there are court documents that prove that. There was
And
no
as a nurse, do I believe she had postpartum depression? Yes. I absolutely, in viewing all of the things, in my opinion, had postpartum depression, but not a lifelong mental illness that needed a 14-year conservatorship.
Well, when
So
you want to add insult to injury by taking some full custody away of us, her two children. They took full custody away from her. So I give her a little bit of grace in shaving her head and going through what she went through. I think I would go crazy too.
I'd have
And
locked myself in a bathroom too with
well,
my
that
kids.
whole story's I won't go into it, but basically she was lied to. They told her to lock herself in the bathroom, that they were trying to figure stuff out there, out on the outside, and they
Oh,
told her to
that's
stay in the
bullshit.
bathroom. So they set her up for all of that.
I believe that,
And she wrote
probably.
a
If
letter about that to her photographer friend. It was in one of the documentaries, and he read that letter. She wrote him a letter to give to People Weekly, where she said, "I was told to stay in the bathroom. I locked myself in the bathroom because they told me to. Then they called the police on her while she was in the bathroom, and then took her away in a gurney."
you know what that reminds God, because I've analyzed every post of hers. She has a post on her IG from a couple years ago where she says that she was locked in the bathroom and couldn't get out. There's a post about that. And I wonder,
Basically, that, yeah.
and they told her, hold on, somebody's coming. Somebody
Yes.
will be there.
They lied to Brittany, and then they
That's
lied to the
probably
world and
what
said she
that
locked
post
herself in the bathroom with her kids. She did not.
that
That is a
security's
lie.
coming to get you out. Sit tight, sweetie.
And
That's
then
probably what
her
that post is.
mother and her family and Lou Taylor and all these demons called 911. And then they put her in a
Wow.
5150 psychiatric hold. And during that 5150 48 hour psychiatric hold, where they drugged her, they got a
Well,
lawyer,
you
a
know what
judge, and
she's
a doctor to sign off on dementia and put her into a 14-year long illegal conservatorship.
in that post she says being stuck in the bathroom I had nothing to like eat or drink. So she saw an old cup of coffee of hers and drank it. And then she writes in the post, it started making me feel really sleepy and woozy. Like, this is giving me goosebumps. Like, you telling me that with that, I don't know why I didn't put the two together, because I always felt
So
like,
what the world saw, and then not only did that happen, you guys, but the family called the media to come film out all of this and embarrass Britney. So there were 5 helicopters in the air, 30 police cars,
right.
100 paparazzi. It was this absolute fucking goat rodeo shit show circus,
And
and
how
it
did
was
all of the
absolutely
paparazzi know to
unnecessary.
be there? How did they all know to be there?
I don't know, Lynn Spears. I don't know, Lynn Spears.
Anywho, so where the fuck were we going with this?
I don't know. I just like went down the Britney devastating rabbit hole, and it makes me really want to cry
Wait a
every
minute, wait a
time.
minute. When I'm Chloe Melas. So Chloe,
So Chloe basically was advocating for Britney to be in this conservatorship, saying that it was good for her, that it was bringing her closer with her father, that her father was looking after her. But truly, what Jamie was he was no good, and he was just the buffer between the evil people at the top. But he was also profiting from exploiting her and her abuse. And now that he's gone, it's even worse right now. It's even worse.
So, without getting into every tiny detail, Chloe does not have the most favorable reputation in the Britney community. Chloe is seen as somebody that reported in the news and reported that this was the right thing to do. Chloe was on Wendy Williams, I believe, saying that Britney needed to be in the conservatorship. So there's a lot of bad blood, like Taylor Swift would say, with Britney supporters and Chloe Melas, because Chloe was one of the big reporters about it at the time. There's a whole thing with BJ Investigates, that surprise witness. I'm not going to go into all of that. But having that said, Matt saw
I
not Emily told Matt, hey, maybe you should go up to Chloe and say it wasn't appreciated.
Why did you advocate for Britney Spears to be in a conservatorship? You were advocating for Britney Spears to be in a conservatorship. She's now in a court-sealed care plan because of you and people like you. We don't appreciate that. We're here to help Britney, and we're here to save Britney. You know what you did to Britney Spears.
And I will
Right. I
say,
think people call me a bully, and I'm not a
no,
bully. I
I
was
think
very
you did it.
nervous.
I think you did it tactfully. I wasn't there, but I watched the video. You did not call her a name. You
No,
did not degrade her. You
no.
simply asked, "Are you Chloe?" You said, "Why did you say what you said? You know, why did
Why
you
did you advocate for Britney to be in a conservatorship? Is what I said, and she
it's
turned her
a
back to me, and that made me angry. And then I did shout, you know,
we don't
we.
appreciate that.
I
You
said we don't appreciate that, and we're here to save Britney Spears. And I said, you know what you did to Britney Spears.
And I
Um,
think that, listen, I will all day long school Matt on when he's inappropriate. Okay. I feel like he went up to her. He did not call her a name. He didn't threaten her. Uh,
no,
he didn't do anything other than express his frustration. And I think he did a great job. I think he told Chloe how he felt. And I feel like 98% of the people that viewed that video felt like,
they
yes,
agreed. I think
yes.
people mistake sometimes my passion for bullying. I'm not a bully. I was bullied my whole life. I was called faggot. I was beat up. I was really in high school. I was teased. Eventually became homecoming king because I was kind to everyone. That doesn't matter now in life. But my point is, I'm not a bully. I don't believe in bullying. I just believe in truth telling. And I believe in exposing the truth because it's not right what's happening to Britney Spears. And I'm going to call everyone out, including her mother, her father, her sister, her brother, everybody, her manager, her lawyer, Matthew Rosen, all of the Lou Taylor. These people are getting away with murder, basically,
Right.
allegedly,
Allegedly. Allegedly. All of this is alleged.
allegedly all day.
So let's go back to me at the airport.
So yeah, so drama ensues while drama's ensuing.
Long story short, I don't fucking know what happened, but my flight got canceled. I
I
sat there and
manifested it with
rotted for
Jesse.
hours. I had another medical emergency on the flight. Somebody had a heat stroke because we sat on a plane in the heat of New York's heat with no air because the engine couldn't get jump started. Sounds fucking shady to me. Then all I hear is, is there any medical personnel here on the flight that could, if you're so could you please respond to the very front of the plane? I'm like, motherfucker.
And she texted me, and I did not believe her.
He's
I
like,
thought
you're
she was.
lying.
I
You're
said, I thought she
lying.
was just trying to like get my hopes up, because I'll quickly say this, and maybe you can cut this out if you want. But Jessica is a very fact-based, scientific person, and she's like, I'm very spiritual, and I believe in like, things that you can't necessarily prove, like manifestation, creating things out of thin air, like we're magical beings. I believe.
Listen, I will say I do believe in manifestation. I do.
Okay,
I
all
don't know
right.
why I believe it, but I do.
But we
Now,
had this big debate the night before in front of our friends who just met us, and Jessica and I were arguing like cats and dogs, like brother and sister, and they're like sitting there like
all I have to say is that if Jesse and Paulina, because they still have hung in there and they're our friends, if they've hung in there after all the shit that they witnessed, these people deserve a fucking trophy or an award of sorts. Because there's other stuff that I'm not going to go into that went down. And people that are listening know, but I'm not going to give you the time of day to even talk about it. I'm not going to do it because I know that that's what you're waiting for, and I
don't
refuse.
waste your breath.
No. So not going to dive into
So we
that.
got into the scientific like slash belief conversation, and Jessica's like, it has to be fact and science based. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to argue. She said, don't shove it down my throat. Respectfully, we're friends. I respect you. And then the next day, I'm hanging out with Jesse, and I'm like, I manifest her staying in New York for another day
Yeah,
of
and
protest.
Jesse goes, he did. He like looked up at the clouds and shit, and he was like, can something happen that my friend has to stay
I
here?
said, God, please, we need her for another day of protest. And she comes, so we're in a cab. Where were we? We were in a cab, and I go, well, I manifested it, but I don't have factual science-based evidence. She goes,
I was like,
I don't
oh.
care. She goes, but there's a lot of coincidences happening, and I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, I was like, I will say that the coincidences are lining up. And here I am, and I'm not sure about that. So, day two. Yeah, so we go into day 3 of the Diddy trial. Because now they're out for deliberation, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So we thought we were getting a verdict that day.
Yeah, which we did not. But by day 3, we showed up. It was mi familia.
Oh, you and I went on a wine hunt. Remember, you did a live. Then we called the airline and spent time with.
Oh God, yes.
What was her name on the phone?
Kelly.
From
Kelly.
the airline.
And you know what? I just want to say to people that were like, oh, they're drinking too much. You spend 4 days with somebody you just met and in a trial, outside of a trial, being harassed and bullied to the point that you don't know if someone's going to beat the shit out of you. And you tell me that you wouldn't go and relax a little and have some wine. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Time flies when you're on Prozac.
or Effects or XR, whatever your drug of choice is. I don't know.
Jesse was kind enough to put me up in this. Guys, it was exquisite. If you think for a second I'm going to turn down this beautiful, the nicest hotel in New York City, and people, and also I want to clarify because we were getting accused of using Britney funds for this hotel. The donations that we did receive wouldn't have paid for one night at this hotel. So I just would like to clear the air
public
there.
Service announcement. None of the Justice for Britney funds went to fund the Gansevoort or any of our alcoholic beverages.
None.
So you can take that and shove it up your ass, okay? And you want to know why I paid for the Hotel Gansevoort? Because I can.
Because I can.
Because I can. Now, at the same time, yes, you know what? I think I'm thankful that I have a husband that is a doctor and I can afford the Hotel Gansevoort. That is amazing.
To tell you the truth, though, we stayed there because it was
and I would
proximity.
I would never expect the movement to support my hotel room. Like, no,
But
it
it was
doesn't
also
matter where. I
it
could
was
have
a
stayed
matter
at the
of
Marriott. I could have stayed at the Marriott. I wouldn't expect the movement to pay for that. So, whose fucking business is it what hotel I stayed in? Right? I mean,
nobody's.
is it
And it's
anybody's business? Like, and I don't want to sound like I'm like, oh, I'm privileged. But if you're going to come after me and say, I thought y'all were trying to collect money, yes, we are, because there's a lot of things in this movement that need to be paid for, okay? One
It's
of
come
which
out of
is
this
not my
woman's
hotel
pocket.
room.
She has
It's
spent
not.
more of her own money on this movement. Honestly, we couldn't have done a lot of the things we did for the movement if it didn't come out of Jessica's pocket. These flags are so, like, I have to give you the praise and thanks for that, because honestly, we couldn't have accomplished so much if it didn't. And I do thank you on my behalf for that. And I do think people should know, because I'm sick of people picking on you. You're a wonderful person, and you are the backbone and the brains of this movement. And I'm the heartbeat. I'll take that. And all
No,
of our
well,
supporters are.
you have brains too, though, Matt.
I got some.
Yeah, yeah, you got some, but Matt's very passionate.
I'm very
Um,
passionate, so I'm in etiquette school. Jessica's paying for 2 weeks of etiquette school to clean up my
hey,
potty mouth.
it's a lesson I learned years ago, so I'm just
I'm really
sh-
trying, you guys. I want to be professional, and I want to do the best I can
I'm
for this
sharing my
movement.
wisdom with Matt, and we're
I'm
figuring
getting
things
better.
out.
I'm getting better.
Yeah, and now instead of saying "fuck you, you cunt," we're transitioning into eye rolls and vomit emojis. That's a huge change. A huge change. I mean, I I know I'm being funny, but to be honest, we're come a long way, you guys.
And I
Like,
grew up on
Matt's from
Bette
New
Midler,
York.
guys.
Matt's from fucking New York. Do you know what Matt tells people? Fuck you, suck my dick. Like, this is New York. I mean, I'm just saying, come
I
on,
mean,
give
yeah,
it.
a car beeps its horn at you, and you're like, "Fuck out of here! Get the fuck away!" This is New York. It's just like you have to be aggressive to
Yeah,
get through life.
yeah. So, anyways, I made it back. We had another day, so I was able to come to the Diddy
Day
trial,
3.
day 3, which
Jesse
we
came
yep,
back, and
again,
other
Jesse. Yep.
and honestly, like people kept showing up, and it was interesting because there were people there just for the speculation of it all, and the spectacle. Excuse me, not the speculation, the spectacle of it all. People showed up, and that we had more people join the movement, and there were Diddy supporters helping the Britney supporters. It was really sweet to see. You know,
And I'm not going to lie, this was the day that we took the picture with Candy. That's this picture that people have made such a to-do about.
a
And
full
you know
circle
what?
moment.
To me, it meant more to me that she had a Britney button on her backpack than anything in the world.
Yeah,
I wasn't paying attention to her shirt. I don't give a fuck what her shirt said. What it meant to me was we'd come full circle. We started with Candy in a rough road, and now look at where we were. And she came up to us and she said, I love Britney Spears. To be honest with you, I've always loved Britney. And it was a huge, like, how much of an did that not have a huge impact on you, Matt? Like, when you
yeah.
saw her and she said that, like, it was so. I said, "Can I hug you?" I hugged her. Like, so,
She's
you know, I
lovely.
I
She's
don't I don't care.
absolutely lovely. And
She
I
is.
think the biggest message to tell everybody is that it's,
And she's
yes,
smart. She's
it's
smart.
not just justice for Britney, it's justice for everybody that's marginalized and abused and taken advantage of. We, most of us are marginalized and abused, working for the 1%, the people with all the wealth in the world. This is about bringing enlightenment to humanity. The children that are trafficked, the people that are abused,
Yeah.
sold into slavery. Britney Spears is the poster child for what is happening. So yeah, we may not mention Wendy Williams, but we're there supporting her. We're there supporting everyone who these things are happening to.
And
It's really
and you
difficult.
know what? I mean, people need to keep mentioning Wendy Williams. That's another topic, but don't she's still not free, so let's keep bringing her up, like, seriously. But what I want to say is on that day, Matt decides to tell me, "I think it's your turn to talk to Chloe. I think you need to go talk. I did it the other
Because
day.
she would have run
You
away from me.
you need to talk to Chloe." And I'm like,
Because her
Okay, I said,
bodyguard got in the way the first when I approached her. He
well,
kept
so
stepping in.
Matt says, you want me to go with you? I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, if I'm going to talk to Chloe, you're not coming with me. Like,
I was
I,
banned.
I will talk to Chloe. And, you know, I'm not going to get into details of that. Hopefully, you know, you guys will hear more of that later. But I had a good 30-minute conversation with her in the dead heat outside New York City. And I will say, I need to analyze more of the specifics of what happened with Chloe back in the day, because I was not following the movement like Matt was back then, like I am now. So I need to analyze all that. All I knew was that I wanted to talk to Chloe and I wanted to explain to her why my friend Matt approached her the way that he did. And I will say that the woman was very receptive. She understood. She said, this isn't the first time. What I will say is that I approached her in a different way than Matt did. Matt wasn't mean. He just said, I don't appreciate what you did. Matt was passionate. I went up to her and I said, hi, I'm Jessica Seitz. I'm one of the leaders of the Justice for Britney movement. You might remember my friend Matt. Oh, yes, I do.
Sorry.
Yeah. And I said, you know, I just want to say he's very passionate. I said, but you have to understand that there's a lot of people in the Britney community that when they hear your name, they don't have a good taste in their mouth. They associate it with bad things. And we went into a whole conversation, and I'm hoping by the next podcast or the one after, I can go into all of the specifics of everything that we talked about. Regardless, I promise you guys, at some point, I will talk about everything that was discussed in that conversation with Chloe at some point. Whether it's in a week or 2 weeks, I will. But for now, what I will say is that she was receptive. She listened. She wanted to hear about why Matt approached her. She understood it, she said. So I will give her kudos for that. She could have turned her back to me as well. She could have. Now, at the same time, I understand that people have ill will and they're upset because of the advocating for her to be in the conservatorship. I get that. But I'm not going to get into details right now about all of that. Okay. I get it. I get it. I don't like hearing that somebody said that either. But having that said, I'm going to give Chloe the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to see where things go with Chloe Melas. And we will continue this conversation at a later date. That's all I'm going to say. And I think that that's enough for now.
No, yeah,
Right?
I don't have anything bad to say about Chloe. I just want to say I'm very passionate, and Jessica says that over and over again, but I've loved Britney since she was on Mickey Mouse Club. We're the same age. So I'm very like, I feel overprotective. I don't know how to explain it. It's not some obsessed fan thing. It's I care about the human being, Britney Spears. A lot of people look at her as a product, right? Haven't you noticed this? It's been very difficult for Jessica and I in this movement trying to convince people to give a flying fuck, honestly, and it's been difficult,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
So I put my big girl pants on and I did it because I'm not gonna lie, it's intimidating to walk up to a press tent that is NBC, and there's people in their hoity-toity suits and the big cameras, and for me and my Britney t-shirt to go up to them and say, hi Chloe, I'd like to talk to you about it. It's hard. I give Matt kudos. I give myself kudos. I'm patting
Yeah,
myself on the fucking back
I wondered
because
what the
it's
hell
hard.
happened to you. You were gone
It's
forever.
hard. But I approached it differently, and we'll see. Maybe my approach will be the best fucking thing I ever did, or maybe I'll regret the way I approached it. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. But that's all I'm going to say about that. So I will say, because for time purposes, and this podcast is starting to run a little bit late, I would say we summed up day 3.
Yeah.
And then on day 4, I was gone on day 3. I tried to make it to the airport and get gone. I didn't fucking get home until I don't even know. I'm delusional. I don't know when I made it home, but Matt did it on his own on day
I
4.
can't believe I went. Because we were run down, and I found the flag. I said to myself, I couldn't sleep the night before, and I manifested meeting BJ again and reading her a letter. I got to meet BJ again. I read her a letter begging her to help the movement. She said, I'll contact you in a few weeks. Her life right now is the Diddy trial, and I respect that, and I don't want to keep bothering her. But I did manifest this another moment with her. I gave her a card.
Can you
Um,
stop manifesting things for the
they
love
keep
of
happening.
Christ?
Everything. We're going to save Britney Spears. I repeat, we're going to
Okay, you can
save Britney
manifest that.
Spears.
But
Yeah.
I
So I
will
had this
say,
flag behind me, and I brought it by myself. Guys, this was twice as big as the flags that we were waving that one. So I had there were amazing people that, again, the Diddy reporters and people were there helping me hold the flag up, helping me pass out flyers, like, and I made a whole video about leading with love. When you lead with love, you win, because it's people pulling together and doing something for a common good. And whether it's political beliefs or race or whatever, we can set those differences aside
yep,
and really just come together as humanity. That is the
yep.
point of what we're doing here, you guys. That's
So
the point.
what I want to put out there is Matt and I have some thoughts on the next protest or speaking out for the Justice for Britney movement. I would like to hear your ideas. Where do you guys think that we should head next? We've had some thoughts of maybe the Diddy sentencing. I don't know. Like, listen, we're press junkies. So wherever the press is going to be, it might be where we're going to be. Because for right now, until this movement gets bigger, it's just the way to do it. I could orchestrate a protest in the park down the street, but ain't nobody gonna come. I'm just saying I know the reality of it, and it is what it is. Um,
She
so
does.
let me know your thoughts on that. We're thinking maybe the next one might be the sentencing date. At least we'll be welcomed into the community.
We do need donations still. I would like to get a publicist. I think that would really help the movement, but that's big dreaming. We have to have money to hire a publicist. I'll tell you one quick idea, and Jessica doesn't know it, and you can either turn it down, or
Oh,
I
God.
want to pay some pilot to fly the banner that I want to have a banner that says Britney Spears was never freed, and have a
Okay,
pilot fly it above New York City outside the protests.
we'll get to that.
Maybe, maybe.
Maybe. So anyways, to sum this up, on I will say I think this isn't the end of the Justice for Britney protest. There will be more to come. We'll have more. I know that this was a lot of information to take in, but what I want to say is, for right now, on next week's episode, I'm going to cover Exilla River Red and what that means. Is it Britney? Is it not Britney? What are my thoughts? Because now I'm on the third person that has asked me to cover this on the podcast. So unless something else major comes up, that will be my next podcast, just so that you guys know. I'm going to dive deep into all.
She
I'm going to
did
dive
mention the
deep.
movement, by the way.
Yes. I'm going to cover all of that, because
Okay.
who is Exilla River Red? Is it Britney? Is it a bot account? Is it who knows? But
AI.
I'm gonna deep dive it, and we will analyze it, because I know it's an important topic. So until then, please keep following the movement. This isn't done. We're gonna keep marching on. So please, if you can, if you don't just want to donate money, we have t-shirts available. So listen, anybody that tried to purchase a shirt that has Britney's image, it keeps getting blocked. So if you're wondering why is Britney's image not on there, it's because these printing companies, if it's too similar to looking like Britney, they can't do it for brand reasons and copyright infringement. So we're trying to stay away from that at the moment and just do other things that are Britney related. So please, if you want, we have cool t-shirts, a lot. Like, go check it out. I think I've got 5 or 6 on there now. I will be adding more things, but we want to thank you guys. We love you all.
Thank you, everyone, for your support.
Yes,
Thank you so much
we
for your
we
encouragement.
appreciate, yeah, we appreciate everything, and we'll talk to
We
you
love
next time.
you.
Yeah, on the next Decoding Celebrities. Hopefully more big things are happening. We'll see what happens.